Hello fantastic creatures, I'm Fantasims and welcome to my channel. In today's video, we're going to give Eliza and Bob Pancakes a sci-fi makeover and a new story. So I already have a few series planned and started where I remake all the NPC townies in the game into their fantasy or sci-fi versions and then renovate their houses as a Maxis shell challenge to match their new style. And I just knew that I wanted to go the sci-fi route for the Pancakes. So this is the perfect opportunity to see my weird dream realized, especially with the new Journey to Batuu game pack. So sit back and let me tell you the new story of the Pancakes in space. Now the original story of the Pancakes is that their marriage is in crisis and they are in constant conflict. Later on they have a son, Iggy Pancakes, who supposedly plays a role in saving Bob and Eliza's marriage. Fast forward to a futuristic version of the family where their story involves some serious galactic drama.
In a galaxy far, far away, at a time of chaos, where calamity reigns rampant and the dark side has scoured its way into every corner of the galaxy, Frog is a slob
who once dreamed of becoming a master chef, which he invested all his time into as a means to avoid dealing with his antagonistic wife. He found solace in food, but with so few job opportunities in the galactic future, he's failed to make it past a chef's assistant, especially since he's an avoidant, passively bland sim who does not have the drive or the edge to make it ahead. Bob is considered the most boring sim. He's always been a weak loser in the eyes of the galaxy with little to show for his life. And with a wife and son depending on him in a time of galactic war, he feels the pressure to adequately provide for them. But how can he do that when everyone else seems to have the upper hand with their skill and physical prowess? So to make it ahead in the Galactic Republic, he needs to have an edge on the competition. He has no real talent, little passion, and seems to fail at everything he tries. What can he do now? Well, Bob is surprisingly smarter than he seems. He's devised a plan where his ineptitude can't hinder him anymore. What if he can transition into a full-on cyborg? Because why on earth should he bother to use and train his actual muscles when robotic limbs can do the job for him? Also, Bob is such a brilliant name for a cyborg. Becoming a cyborg will give him that edge. It will give him the power to stand above his competition, to survive dire situations no other sim could withstand, and intimidate those around him. He has undergone some major surgery to replace body parts with cyborg technology, but he is burning through money like the asteroid collision of 3045. The irony is that in an attempt to make money, he keeps spending all of it. Like a gambler, he's deluded by the thought that if he just keeps spending a little more, he will find his fortune. Unfortunately, his GoFundMe account for getting others to pay for his bionic limbs didn't pan out, so he's resorted to smuggling. Bob doesn't have the courage to fight against the First Order, and he's too much of a gloomy pessimist to join the resistance. And working a 9-to-5 at the local cantina just isn't cutting it for him. He needs to make bank. It's all about the Benjamins, baby. So he needs those galactic credits stat. Will he be able to form a lucrative business as a smuggler? How will his family fare with his involvement in such a slimy escapade? Transition now to Eliza. Now Eliza is supposed to be a young adult, but she looks more like a middle-aged Tupperware party mom from the 90s. Bless her and her bland dated bob cut. Eliza's kind of an annoying character. I can see her as being super OCD, expecting everything to be done a specific way, her way, dreaming of the nice big mansion, the perfect family, and sticking to the traditional way of doing things just because that's always been the way she's done things. She doesn't question anything except her husband, who she continuously berates because nothing he does is ever good enough, mainly because he doesn't do anything to begin with, or at least not the right things. Well, her version of what's right. But future Eliza, still harboring the same dysfunction, has a bit more passion. The world is going up in flames and she is not having it. She's riled up, she's ready to fight injustice, mainly because her plan to reform her husband has gone to pots. So she needs a new project to practice her obsessive, controlling, manipulative behavior onto. And who better than Kylo Ren, her new obsession? In some ways, she admires him for his drive to get things done, but she also despises him because, well, he's straight up evil. The ability to overpower Kylo fuels her displaced insecurities of failing to force her marriage into the idealistic image she so desires. So she's joined the resistance, Resistance. She's the one passing out holographic flyers everywhere, hosting rally meetings at her house, and getting all up in everyone's business, expecting everyone to be as passionate as she is about her project. She kind of misses the point, though, that this is about saving the world rather than just finding a new avenue to be controlling. But she's so numb she just wants to feel something again. Eliza is still materialistic and dreams of owning a mansion on the edge of the galaxy, but since Bob has spent all the money, she has settled for the next best thing. By turning her home into a headquarters for the underground resistance movement, investors have provided some of the latest technology and have thus helped transform her home into a place of great importance. It might not have the aesthetic she craves, but at least her home stands above the rest in the movement. She also has been gifted outfits made from the finest linens as a thanks for her service and passion to the cause, which is rare at a time when one is lucky to wear anything other than ratty old hand-me-down rags. So although in action she seems to be generous and humble in the eyes of those in the resistance, deep down she is motivated by self-focused insecurities which could pose a great threat to the cause in the future when she stands on the precipice of war. Will she selflessly choose what's right, or will her idealistic perfectionism to shape the world as she sees fit lead to the demise of her fellow comrades? So we have Bob, who avoids his marriage as a smuggler, and Eliza, who avoids her marriage by rallying the resistance troops. If only they placed this much effort into each other. Cue the birth of their son Iggy. Now Iggy was a sweet little boy, and for a while he brought Bob and Eliza closer together as they doted upon him and gave him all their attention. It was easy when he was little, but as Iggy grew up, the dysfunction of Bob and Eliza resurfaced, and their ability to parent well was stained by marital chaos. Bob wasn't a great role model of how a father should be, opting to avoid Eliza, and in so doing avoided being there for his son. And Eliza was too much of a control freak, not letting Iggy be himself and speaking disparagingly about Bob in front of him. So their son grew up questioning everything, and he found no wise solace from his parents to guide him. In fact, because of their dysfunction, Eliza sent Iggy off to the Galactic Alliance Academy, a boarding school with military training. She thought it would help him to be apart from them until Bob and Eliza figure out how to get along. She didn't realize that doing this would destroy her son further. Iggy, now a teenager, feels so out of control and has never truly felt safe. The galactic war surrounds him from the outside. The domestic emotional war of his parents has raged and devastated him from the inside. He feels trapped, weak, aimless. The Galactic Alliance Academy has never held political ties and was established to remain neutral, although it remained in favor of the Jedi Council and works alongside them. However, unbeknownst to the Academy, the First Order has managed to infiltrate by planting within its student body several young men and women to scout out potential recruits for their nefarious cause. Those that are insecure, aimless, and defeated are the top targets they've been trained to scout out and tempt to join the dark side. Iggy fit the bill perfectly and was easily wooed with their sly tactics. They have promised him greatness, unmatched strength, a sense of family, and the potential to rule the galaxy. They praise his character and skill and even gave him a new name, Aster, meaning great star, like an asteroid to be feared. Mistaking their propaganda as the encouragement and love he so desperately craves, he has joined the First Order. He's not evil, just misguided and lost, but if he follows along this path, there's no knowing what destruction he could unleash. Those who have no sense of love, safety, or purpose can become the most destructive of all. This seems to be the path Aster is heading towards. So the future Pancake family is wrought with drama. 3 opposing paths: the smuggler, the resistance, and the First Order. What will happen when these worlds collide? Can the Pancakes be reunited, or will they tragically become enemies of each other? I've been toying with the idea of doing a let's play with this story, but I'll admit it is way out of my comfort zone as I'm primarily a builder, but let me know what you think. I hope you had fun with this new story and their new crazy futuristic sci-fi makeover. Thanks for taking the time to join me in my madness. Love you guys tons.